Good morning, students. Now let us start today's session. The topic is elementary signals. Yesterday, we completed 3 topics in the elementary signals. Not the topics, the 3 elementary signals we completed. That is unit step function, unit ramp function, and the unit parabolic functions. Now let us start the remaining elementary signals. This is myself, Vijay Shankar, from Electronics and Communication Engineering Department, Chevrolet Engineering College. You see, again I will explain about the 3 what we discussed in the last class: unit step function, unit ramp function, and the unit parabolic function briefly. What is a unit step function? Unit step function means, the definition is, the step function is the type of elementary function which exists only for positive time and 0 for negative time. Okay. And if a step function has a unity magnitude, then it is called unit step function. Then it is called unit step function. The functional representation of a unit step function for continuous v of t is equal to 1 for t is greater than or equal to 0, and 0 for t is less than 0. And the shifted unit step function mu of t minus a, mu of t minus a is equal to 1 for t is greater than or equal to a, and 0 for t is less than a. Okay. And coming to the graphical representation of the step, showing the mu of t is like this, but only the positive values of t and 0 for negative values of the t. And this is a shifted unit step function with the samples of a towards the right side, because it's a delay function. It starts from the a, and 0 the value is also the 0. The same way the discrete unit step sequence, mu of n is equal to 1 for n is greater than or equal to 0, mu of n is equal to 0 for n is less than 0. And shifted version of discrete unit step function, or the step sequence, mu of n minus k is equal to 1 for n is greater than or equal to k, and 0 for n is less than k. And graphical representation of the discrete time unit step sequence is like this. At n is equal to 0, the value is 1, n is equal to 1, the value is 1, and n is equal to 2, the value is 1, and 3 is also 1, and so on. And this second figure B, the shifted unit step function, the mu of n minus k towards the right side with the k samples. Okay. And coming to the second one, unit ramp function is also called as a linear signal. Coming to the definition, the continuous time unit ramp function R of t is that function which starts at t is equal to 0 and increases linearly with the time, and is defined as the R of t is equal to functional representation. R of t is equal to t for t is greater than or equal to 0, and 0 for t is less than 0. And a relation between ramp and the step, R of t is equal to t into mu of t. Okay. Or otherwise, the unit ramp function has unit slope. It is a signal whose amplitude varies linearly. It can be obtained by integrating the unit step function. That means the unit step signal can be obtained by differentiating the unit ramp, vice versa. Integration of unit step or derivative of the ramp is a relation between step and the ramp. R of t is integral mu of t dt, or integral 1 into dt is a t for t is greater than or equal to 0, or otherwise the mu of t is equal to d by dt of R of t. Mu of t is equal to d by dt of R of t. the delayed unit ramp signal, delayed means shifted towards the right side. R of t minus a is equal to t minus a for t is greater than or equal to a, and 0 for t is less than a. And the relation is also the same with the simple shifting operation. R of t minus a is equal to t minus a mu of t minus a. Coming to the graphical representation for continuous, showing a ramp signal that t is equal to 0, 0, and t is equal to 1, 1, and t is equal to 2, 2, and so on. Shifted version with the sample of A starts from the A itself and slowly it is increases linearly. Similar way, the unit ramp sequence R of n for the discrete R of n is equal to n for n is greater than or equal to 0, and 0 for n is less than the 0. R of n is equal to n into mu of n, relation between of a step and the ramp. And shifted version of the discrete time unit ramp sequence R of n minus k is equal to n minus k for n is greater than or equal to k, and 0 for n less than k. And the shifted relation R of n minus k is equal to n minus k mu of n minus k. Graphical representation of R of n, let us assume R of n is equal to, shows correspondingly increases when n values also increases. And n is equal to 0, the value is 1, 0, n is equal to 1, R of n is 1, n is equal to 2, R of n is 2, n is equal to 3, R of n is 3, n is equal to 4, R of n is 4. The R of n minus 2 means shifting right side with the 2 samples. So here the last value is at the 4. After shifting of the 2 samples, the last value, whatever we are getting at n is equal to 4, we will get at n is equal to 6. And coming to the parabolic function, the p of t is equal to t square by 2. I already told in the last class, in the yesterday's class, R of t is equal to t into mu of t. And p of t is equal to t square by 2 into mu of t. I told the example is the rate of change of the velocity is acceleration. The rate of change of displacement is a velocity, and d square by dt of x of t is nothing but acceleration. The square, the continuous time unit parabolic function p of t, also called unit acceleration signal, starts at the t is equal to 0 and is defined as p of t is equal to t square by 2 for t is greater than or equal to 0, and 0 for t less than the 0. The relation of step and the parabolic is p of t is equal to t square by 2 mu of t. T square by 2 mu of t. And shifted version, the p of t minus a, the t minus a whole square by 2 for t greater than or equal to a, and 0 for t is less than a. And the same relation is also in the shifted version only. The p of t minus a is equal to t minus a whole square by 2 mu of t minus a. Mu of t minus a. The graphical representation of the parabolic function, see here, the slowly it is increases as a curve, not in the linearly. The linear means it is a ramp, but the parabolic is as shown in the parabolic at 0 is equal to 0, at 1 slowly it is increases. And the second, the figure B, the graphical representation of the shifting of A samples, at A it starts and at 0 is a 0, slowly it is increases. And the relation between the ramp and the step of the parabolic in the integration form, P of t as of in the unit step double integral, and single integral R of t. The parabolic and the ramp is integral of R of t. The parabolic and unit step is double integral, and that R of t or the mu of t, the t into dt, the t square by 2 for t is greater than or equal to 0. And in terms of the derivative also, the R of t is first derivative, and mu of t is the second derivative of p of t. Second derivative means d square by dt square x of t. Okay, the acceleration. And here is the velocity, the d by dt of v, the p of t. The d by dt of x of t, d square by dt square of x of t as an acceleration, and here it is a velocity, the same function, r of t in terms of parabolic, step function in terms of parabolic derivative, or the integral form, double integral of the step and single integral of the ramp function is equal to the parabolic function, nothing but t square by 2. And the discrete function also, the change of the t as n variable, p of n is equal to n square by 2 for n is greater than or equal to 0, and 0 for n is less than the 0, p of n is equal to n square by 2 mu of n square by 2 mu of n. The shifted version of discrete time unit parabolic sequence, p of n minus k, whatever the same n minus a there, now we are using the t minus a there, and here n minus k whole square by 2 for n is greater than or equal to k, and 0 for n is less than k. And the relation p of n minus k is equal to n minus k whole square by 2 mu of n minus k. Graphical representation, slowly it increases from 0 to 4, 0, the value is 0, 1, some value is there, 2, and it slowly increases, 3 increases, 4 increases. The n minus 3, p of n minus 3, the delay of 3 samples. 3 samples means the last value is getting at the 4. After shifting of 3 samples, the last it is getting at the 7. 4 plus 3. 3 samples is shifted towards the right side. Getting at the 0 value at the 3. 1 value here, you'll get at 4. 2 at n is equal to 2 value, you'll get at the 5. And n is equal to 3. You get at the n is equal to 6 here, and n is equal to 4 value, you get at n is equal to 7. So up to this, we discussed in the last class, the yesterday's class, coming to the unit impulse function. Unit impulse function, the fourth one, the fourth elementary signal. See the definition here. The unit impulse function is most widely used elementary function. It is also the most widely used elementary function used in analysis of signals and system. Okay, the continuous time unit impulse function delta of t. Step is mu of t, ramp is r of t, parabolic is p of t. Now the unit impulse function denoted as delta of t. You see here, that is a delta of t. The continuous time unit impulse function delta of t, also called direct delta function, plays an important role in the signal analysis, defined as in the functional representation integral minus infinite to infinite delta of t is equal to 1. Integral minus infinite to infinite delta of dt, delta of t dt is equal to 1. Means the unit impulse function have only one value at n is equal to 0. The remaining n is equal to 1, 2, 3 and the positive values, and negative values for n is equal to minus 1, minus 2 and minus 3. All the values is the zeros except at n is equal to 0. Now see that one. Delta of t is equal to 0 for t not equal to 0. Not equal to 0 means n is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on. N is equal to minus 1, minus 2 and 3 and so on. The functional representation delta of t is equal to 1 for t is equal to 0 and 0 for t not equal to 0. For t not equal to 0. Whenever the functional representation of the delta, you can write it as integral minus infinite to infinite delta of t dt is equal to 1. Or at t is equal to 0 only. T is equal to 0, the value is 1. The remaining t not equal to 0, the value is a 0. Okay. Now the relation between step and the impulse function. Step and impulse function. See, the impulse function has a zero amplitude everywhere except at t is equal to 0. 0, the impulse function has zero amplitude everywhere, means for the negative value starts from the -1 to the minus infinite, and positive value starts at 1 to infinite. All the values is 0 except at t is equal to 0. Except at t is equal to 0. At t is equal to 0, the amplitude is infinite, or nothing but infinity. Infinity. It is a 1 or it is a value is infinity. So that the area under the curve is unity. The area under the curve is unity. So it will understood for the EC students, they will get in the RVSP, random variable stochastic process. And for the triple students also, they have the swing-years. They can understood the signals that we learn in the control systems also. Okay, the delta of t can be represented as the limiting case of the rectangular pulse function. See, the x of t is equal to 1 by delta mu of t minus mu of t minus delta. The subtraction between of two functions. One is a mu of t minus a mu of t minus delta. Okay, only the one sample will get, or otherwise the delta of t is a limit delta tends to 0 x of t, or otherwise the limit delta tends to 0 1 by delta mu of t minus mu of t minus delta. Okay, can explain in the graphical representation. See the graphical representation here is 0 for delta here. That delta assume is a 1. 1 means 1 by delta is also 1. Magnitude is a 1 here. Okay. And x of t at t is equal to 0 only. The delta of t at t is equal to only the value is 1. This is a shifting operation. Delta t minus a means add from the 0, it is shifted towards the right side at a sample, and that value only the 1. The remaining all the values is the zeros. One is delta as a limiting case of a pulse, and unit impulse graphical representation. This is actual graphical representation of the impulse, unit impulse function, and a delayed unit impulse function. Okay. Now, how we'll get this function, I will explain in the whiteboard. Before that, you can see if unit impulse function is assumed in the form of a pulse, the following points may be observed about the unit impulse function. The width of the pulse is a 0. This means the pulse exists only at t is equal to 0. The width of the pulse is a 0 because there is no any value here at t is equal to 0 or n is equal to 0. N, why I am saying the n? For the discrete functions. T for continuous function. The height of the pulse goes to the infinity. The height of the pulse goes to the infinity. Why it is infinity? This is a delta you can assume. The delta is assumed. Delta is equal to 0, 1 by delta. The delta is 1 by 0. It's infinity. It goes only the at particular t is equal to 0 only. The remaining values all it is a zeros. And then see the relation between a step and the ramp, not the ramp, step and the unit impulse. Delta of t is equal to d by dt of mu of t. D by dt of mu of t, or otherwise the integration form, mu of t is equal to integral minus infinite to infinite delta of t. In this range, the delta of t is equal to 1 for t is equal to 0 only. So the mu of t is equal to 1 and t is equal to 0. Okay, the relation between of the integral of unit impulse function is a step function. Integral of unit impulse function is a step function, and a derivative of step function is a unit impulse function. Following my dear students. And some properties here. that properties will get in the properties of function, or otherwise you can see it is an even function of the time. Delta of t is equal to delta of minus t. Delta of t is equal to delta of minus t for whatever the t is equal to 0 only. Here the t is equal to 0, delta of 0, t is equal to 0 is a delta of minus 0. There is no any minus and plus zeros. At the t is equal to 0, we have only the one value. In that case, it is an even function. Impulse, the continuous unit impulse function is a even function. Okay. And second one, integral minus infinite to infinite x of t delta of t dt is equal to x of 0. Why is that x of 0? Integral minus infinite to infinite, or otherwise is shifting operation. X of t delta of t minus t naught dt, it is x of t naught. That I will show the board. Let's see. Delta of t is a unit impulse function. Impulse function, unit impulse signal. Okay. So what I am saying here, a graphical representation of delta of t is 1 here for 0, and remaining all values is a 0. And for it is a continuous time function. For discrete also the same thing. Nothing is changed. Delta of n for n values, it is also for n is equal to 0, the value is a 1. Okay. So delta of t is equal to 1 for t is equal to 0 and 0 for t not equal to 0. Okay. And similarly, the delta of n is equal to, for the discrete, 1 for n is equal to 0 and 0 for n not equal to 0. So functional representation and the graphical representation. Here they are explaining that you see, x of t is equal to mu of t minus delta. Mu of t minus delta 1 by delta into, take this expression, x of t is equal to 1 by delta. X of t is equal to, for continuous, x of t is equal to 1 by delta into mu of t minus mu of t minus delta. The relation of a step, and I am taking the x of t. These are nothing but unit impulse only. Let delta is equal to 1, you can assume. Delta is equal to 1. Let delta is equal to 1. What is the x of t? X of t is equal to 1 by delta, 1 by 1, mu of t minus mu of t minus 1. Okay, my dear students. Please listen here. And 1 by 1, the mu of t minus mu of t minus 1. What is the mu of t? In graphical representation, the mu of t is like this. Mu of t. Okay. Mu of t for the t value starts from the 0 here. What is the mu of t minus 1? Mu of t minus 1 means shifting of one sample towards right side. The 0 value is 0 here, and from 1, the value is 1. the magnitude is a 1. Okay. But 0 at 0 it is a 0 only. It's starting from the 1 here. 1, 2, 3 and so on the t values. So these two we can subtract mu of t minus mu of t minus 1. Mu of t minus mu of t minus 1 is x of t, the signal x of t. Now you can subtract the two functions. At 0 the value is a 0 here. At 0 the value is here, it is a 1. So 1 minus 0. 1 minus 0 means 1 only. Okay. 1 minus 0 is a 1. At 1 the value is 1 here. 1. 1 minus 1 0. Okay. At 0 only you will get the 1. That is here the 2 is there. 1, 2, 3 and so on. 2, 3 and so on. What is the value of 1? At t is equal to 1, x of t is a 0. Okay. At 2 also the x of t is a 0. At 3 also the x of t is a 0. Why? Here it is a value 1 and here also the magnitude is 1. 1 minus 1, 0. And for the 2 here also the 1 and here also the 1. 1 minus 1, the 0. And for 3 value is also see, here it is a value is 1 and here also 1, 1 minus 1 is a 1, so on totally. So we'll get minus 1 is a 0, minus 2 is also the 0, because for negative values there is no any value, minus 1, minus 2, and here also for minus 1 and minus 2 both are the zeros. See, it will get a t is equal to 0, the value is a 1 only, x of t. That x of t is nothing but delta of t. The delta of t, see here. At t is equal to 0, the value is a 1. Means the delta of t is equal to x of t, whatever you are assuming here, it is getting from this equation, x of t is equal to 1 by delta mu of t minus mu of t minus delta. That delta you can assume as a 1 by 1 mu of t minus mu of t minus 1. For graphical representation of mu of t is like this, and graphical representation of mu of t minus 1 is like this. You can subtract these two, you'll get x of t at t is equal to 0 only. The remaining all values is a 0. That is equivalent to the delta function. That is equivalent to the delta function what we have here. Understood, my dear students? Coming to the next, see the equation is that the delta of t is equal to limit delta tends to 0 x of t. Why it is a delta tends to 0? It is a infinite, we are saying the amplitude is infinite. The amplitude is infinite means 1 by 0, it is infinite. Or it is a limit at t is equal to 0 only. At t is equal to 0, x of t, or limit delta tends to 0, 1 by delta mu of t minus mu of t minus delta. This is the equation. I explain the graphical representation. This is a shifting operation. So t minus a means t is equal to a. From t is equal to a, and here the t is equal to 0. Okay, shifted towards the right side with one sample, but shifted towards the left side with a one sample. We have only one value for the impulse function. Okay, and the relation is delta of t is equal to d by dt of mu of t, or in terms of the integral, mu of t is equal to minus infinite to infinite delta of t dt. Understood? And some properties, I told it is an even function because at t is equal to 0 only we have the value. At t is equal to 0 only we have the value. At t is equal to 0, delta of 0, and t is equal to 0, it is a delta of minus 0. There is no minus and the plus 0, so it is a 0 only. So it is an even function. And delta of at is equal to 1 by a into delta of t. Delta of at is a time sampling. Time sampling. We are sampling to the time with a. It is equal to 1 by a delta of t. Let a is equal to 1. Delta of t is equal to 1 by 1 into delta of t. Simple. If it is a 2, means sampling with the 2 into t. At t is equal to 0, it is increases 1 by 2 into 1 by 2, the magnitude only if I am taking 1 by 2 into delta of t, and so on. Okay. And x of t is equal to delta of t minus t naught. X is equal to x of t naught, x of t minus t naught, that is equal to x of t naught. Why it is when any signal is multiplied with the shifted version of impulse function, or otherwise direct with the impulse function, we will get the same signal. You see, x of t is multiplied with the delta of t, we will get x of t only at t is equal to 0. If it is a shifted version of the impulse function, means the signal x of t is also the shifted value only, x of t naught, x of t naught, because the step, not the step, impulse, unit impulse function having only the value at t is equal to 0. If it is multiplied with any signal of x of t, you will get the same signal x of t. If it is multiplied with a shifted version of the any signal, that whatever the value it is shifted, that value will get at the signal x of t naught. Or x of t is equal to integral minus infinite to infinite x of tau delta of t minus tau d tau. It is also the same as of a relation between of step and the impulse function. If t minus tau d tau, x of t. So here also the x of t. Okay. Previously it is a mu of t. The mu of t we know it is from 0 to infinite. Changing of limitation from minus infinite to infinite, the mu of t, the value is a 1. Instead of mu of t, I am taking the x of t or x of tau. The tau is variable only. Coming to the discrete time unit impulse function, and these properties we will get in the next chapter or the next unit, and elaborately you can explain or these properties in that unit 2. Okay, as I explain this as in the briefly as an even function, and this as shifted value, you can apply the integral values and the time scaling for the impulse function, and any signal multiplied with the shifted or impulse unit impulse function will get the same signal x of t or x of t naught. The similar way in the discrete time unit impulse function also, delta of n is equal to 1 for n is equal to 0, and 0 for n is not equal to 0, and delta of n minus k is equal to 1 for n is equal to k, and 0 for n not equal to k. Okay, and the graphical representation here, the minus 1 minus 2 is a 0, so 1 and 2 is a 0, so only will get at n is equal to 1. So n minus 3 means at the 0 delta of n, 3 samples is shifted. Means at the 3 the value is 1, the remaining all the values is the zeros. Okay, and the properties of the discrete, delta of n is equal to mu of n minus mu of n minus 1. Whatever you're saying here, the same, mu of t minus mu of t minus delta. The delta I assume is a 1. X of t is equal to 1 by 1 mu of t minus mu of t minus 1. The same, delta of n is equal to mu of n minus mu of n minus 1. Here the 1 minus 1 by 1 is there. And shifted, delta of n minus k is equal to 1 for n is equal to k, 0 for n not equal to k. And whatever you are using here, the integral for continuous, the summation for discrete functions. I already told in the orthogonality function, the orthogonality of the signal shows the integral t1 to t2 f of t x of t dt for continuous. For discrete, the sum of n is equal to minus infinite to infinite f of t x of t, or x1 of t x2 of t, any two signals. It is in the summation for discrete time signals and integral for continuous time signal. X of n is equal to, here the x of t is equal to the integration here, summation, sum of k is equal to minus infinite to infinite, x of tau I am taking as a dummy variable, and here the k is a dummy variable, x of k, delta of t minus tau, here the delta of n minus k, n minus k. When this k has n naught value, the sum of n is equal to minus infinity infinite x of n, delta of n minus n naught is equal to x of n naught, the same function here. See, this one, x of t naught, delta of t minus t naught is equal to x of t naught. Instead of t naught, I am taking here is a n naught. Suppose here also the n naught, my dear students, it is not the n. X of n naught, delta of n minus n naught is equal to x of n naught. Any signal, any function, any sequence is multiplied with the delta unit impulse function, we will get the same signal only. In the shifted version, it is a shifted version. If it is not shifted, it will get only the x of n directly. Okay. Next, the fifth one, sinusoidal signal. Sinusoidal signal. We know the sinusoidal signal and the cosine signal. Sinusoidal signal is a example of odd function, and cosine function is example of the even functions. See here the sinusoidal signal, a continuous time sinusoidal signal in its most general form is given as, or given by x of t is equal to a. You know, otherwise you can remove this a also, but this a is a multiplication factor or it's an amplitude. Okay, sine omega t plus phi. The phi is the phase angle and omega t is the frequency, the 2 pi f into t. Okay, x of t is equal to a into sine omega t plus phi as continuous. A is an amplitude and omega is angular frequency in radians and phi is a phase angle in radians. We already know the fundamental period of t is 2 pi by omega, and this omega is denoted for the continuous, and instead of t, if the value is n, the fundamental period for the discrete function, and 2 pi by omega. Okay, this is not the omega here. We already shown that the omega is different for continuous and the discrete. Both are the same angular frequencies only. For representing for discrete and the continuous is little bit the change only. Okay, x of n is equal to a into sine omega n plus phi, where a is an amplitude for the signal. Amplitude scaling means. So previously we seen it is a delta of AT as scaling for time signal, not for the amplitude. That A is multiplied with A into delta of T. That is the amplitude scale. The same here. For the sinusoidal signal, the A is a magnitude. See here the magnitude is A plus A and minus A. And a sinusoidal signal with a time period of T is equal to 2 pi by omega. Okay, 2 pi by omega, positive cycle and the negative cycle, full cycle, and again positive cycle and negative cycle, full cycle. Or you can take from here to the here, it is a full cycle, 0 to the 2 pi. And for here the 0 to 2 pi and 0 to 2 pi. The 90 degrees here, shifting half, it is a totally 80 degrees, 180 degrees. It is a half is part in the positive real axis and half part is in the negative real axis. This is the 90 degrees difference. Okay. And discrete time sinusoidal signal sequence is given by x of n is equal to a into sine omega n pi. And the fundamental frequency or the period of discrete time signal n is equal to 2 pi by omega, or the omega is changing another notation denoted as omega another way. Okay, where n and m are the integers, all continuous time sinusoidal signals are periodic, but discrete time sinusoidal sequences may or may not be the periodic depending on the values of A, depending on the values of omega. Why we are saying there is a periodic? See, it is a repeated for every fundamental period. With the 360 degrees here, the 0 to 2 pi, it is a repeating for continuous. They're saying all continuous time sinusoidal signals are periodic. Remember this one. All continuous time sinusoidal signals are periodic, but discrete time sinusoidal sequences may or may not. It will get it is a sometimes it is a periodic and sometimes it is a not periodic. May or may not be periodic, depend the value of frequency, angular frequency of omega. For discrete time signal to be periodic, the angular frequency omega must be the rational number of 2 pi. Here that is a rational number, not irrational number. It is a rational number. Then it is a periodic signal. Otherwise, it is a non-periodic signal. After this continuous time signal, sinusoidal signal, sampling will get the discrete time function. You see, at particular instance, at specific intervals of time, we are taking as time as discrete and amplitude is a continuous. Okay. In this graphical representation, it is a periodic one. Even if it is a discrete also, it's shown that is a periodic because the omega must be rational multiple of 2 pi. It is a rational, or it is not the rational multiple of 2 pi only. It will get a discrete time signal is also the periodics. Otherwise, it is not a periodic, or also called as aperiodic signals. Understood, my dear students? The sinusoidal signal is x of n is equal to a into sine omega n plus phi, where phi is a phase angle and omega is an angular frequency and a is an amplitude. Okay. Coming to the next, the sixth one, the real exponential signal. The real exponential signal. Why here it is an exponential signal saying and it is a real function? The two one, complex exponential signal we have and a real exponential signal also we have. A continuous time real exponential signal has the general form as x of t is equal to a into, where a is amplitude, e power alpha into t. See here, alpha into t, where both a and alpha are real. Then it is a real exponential signal. Okay, x of t is equal to a into e power alpha into t. Both a, capital A, and the alpha are real. The parameter a is an amplitude of the exponential measured at the t is equal to 0, and the parameter alpha can be either positive or negative, e power minus alpha into t or e power plus alpha into t. That is also the for t multiplication factor. And for total exponential function, there is a multiplication factor saying that it is an amplitude. Okay. Either positive or negative, depending on the value of alpha, we get different exponentials. Let us see how we'll get the different exponentials depending upon the alpha value. In this equation, x of t is equal to a into e power alpha t. In the first case, I am taking the alpha is equal to 0. Alpha is equal to 0 means e power 0 into t. Anything power 0 is a 1. So x of t is equal to a only. X of t is equal to a1. So if alpha is equal to 0, the signal x of t is of constant amplitude for all times. You see here the graphical representation. X of t is equal to a into e power alpha t for alpha is equal to 0. You can substitute alpha is equal to 0 in this equation. E power 0 is a 1. We have only the value is 1, a. The a is for all the values of t. Suppose a is a 1, for all the values of t, from minus infinite to infinite, the value is a 1. Suppose the a is 2, for all the values of t, from minus infinite to infinite, it is the amplitude is a 2. Okay, the first case. Coming to the second case, alpha is positive. Alpha is positive means alpha is greater than the 0. The signal x of t is growing exponentially, rising exponential signal. See here, rising exponential signal. Actually, the exponential signal is showing that from minus values at zero, see here, at zero, the positive value, e power 0 into t, the value is a here. The amplitude is a. So it starts from here. Understood, my students? From a, it starts going exponentially signal for positive values. Coming to the third case, alpha is negative, means alpha is less than the 0. The signal x of t is a decaying exponential, means decreasing like this. E power minus alpha values is minus, means minus 2, minus 1, minus 0, or minus 3, minus 2, minus 1. Means it is decaying from negative values to the 0. Even it is a 0 here, again it is a A1. At 0, the value is A. At 0, the value is A here. So exponentially rising, exponentially decaying. Exponentially decaying for alpha is negative. Exponentially rising for alpha is positive. Other than the positive and negative at alpha is equal to 0, the amplitude is always constant for all the values of t. For all the values of t function. Understood, my dear students? The real exponential signal, in the three cases, alpha is equal to 0, alpha is positive, and alpha is negative. Okay. Coming to the discrete, the real exponential sequence, discrete real exponential sequence, x of n is equal to a power n. A power n. Now there is a difference here. It is not similar functional representation for discrete and continuous functions. The previously x of r of t is equal to t in t for t is greater than or equal to 0 and 0 for t is less than, means for discrete r of n is equal to n for n is greater than or equal to 0 and 0 for n is less than 0 we are saying. Wherever the t is there, you can keep that as n, saying that it is a discrete. But in the exponential function, I'm not changing the x of t as x of n, a into e power alpha into n. Okay, that is only the expression for the real exponential signal for continuous. For discrete, the real exponential sequence is a power n. Okay, so x of n is equal to a power n for all values of n. Now you can see a power n. When I am taking the a is equal to minus 2, n is equal to minus 2, a power minus 2, a power minus 1, a power 0, 1, a power 1, a power 2, a power 3, a power 4, a power 5, a power 6, and so on. It is also rising function. Rising function. A is greater than 1. A is greater than 1. 1 power 0, 1 power 2, 1 power 3 greater than, see here, a power n. A value is greater than 1. So the n value, when n is equal to 0, the value is 1 power 0. When n is equal to 1, n is equal to 1, 1 power. When n is equal to 2, a square, n is equal to 3, a cube, and so on. And a is also greater than 1. A is greater than 1. Always you can take the a is greater than 1. Not a is 0. If it is a is a 0, the value is also 0. A is greater than 1. 1 power 0. Okay, 1 power 0. The value is a 0. Anything power 0. Anything power 0 is a 1 only. Sorry for that one. Anything power 0 is a 1. 1 power 0 is the value is a 1. Okay, and so on. Exponentially a rising function. An exponentially decaying function, as of a is in between of 0 to less than a and less than 1. Exponentially rising is depends on the a is greater than 1. Exponentially decaying function is in the range of a is 0, less than 1, and less than a and less than is in between of two functions. Okay. And coming to the another representation of x of n is equal to a power n, A is less than minus 1. A is less than minus 1. Okay, take the A is less than minus 1 means minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 and so on. Substitute that A minus 2 whole power n, minus 2 whole power n, minus 3 whole power n, minus 4 whole power n and so on, like that. Okay. Exponentially rising, exponentially decaying, exponentially rising for A is greater than 1 is the positive values, and exponentially decaying for the same function x of n is equal to a power n. In that, A you can take as 0 less than A and less than. Okay, my dear student, this is a positive. For the negative values, A is less than 1. Okay. It is not getting off exponentially rising and exponentially decaying. One time it is a negative and one time it is a positive, negative, positive, negative, positive values. And similarly from minus 1 less than A less than 0, minus 1 less than A less than 0, it is also see one time it is a positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative and positive, negative values. Okay, A is greater than 1 as exponentially rising, and 0 to 1 exponentially decaying. A less than minus 1, a zigzag will get it is a impulse functions. Okay, one time is a positive, negative, and positive, negative values. Coming to the, see, before that, when A is greater than 1, the sequence grows exponentially. Grows exponentially means rising, as shown in the figure. And when 0 less than A less than 1, the sequence is decaying the exponential. And that shows in the 1.3 here, see, the B, the figure B. And when A is less than the 0, the sequence takes alternate signs. Alternate signs. Less than 0 means minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. See the minus 1, minus 2 alternates. One time is a positive, one time negative, one time positive, negative, positive, negative, positive. Okay. When A is greater than 1, the sequence goes exponentially. When A is in between of 0 to 1, the sequence is decaying exponentially. When A is less than the 0, means that the A value is a negative values, negative minus 1 whole power n, minus 2 whole power n, minus 3 whole power n, like that. Okay, that takes alternate values, alternate signs, one time positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. Understood, my students? Coming to the complex exponential signal. Complex exponential signal. So till now we discussed about the exponential signal, it is a real. Now the complex exponential signal, the general form is x of t is equal to a into e power s. You see here the s into t, where s having the real function and the imaginary function also. Where s is sigma plus j omega. Where s is sigma plus j omega. You know, the electrical students can understood this one. S is equal to sigma plus j omega. It will get in the control systems. The sigma is a real axis and omega is an imaginary axis. Okay. In the drawing of polar and the border plots, they are getting in the S is equal to some values. Okay, S is equal to sigma plus j omega. For the secondary students, it is new for S is equal to sigma plus j omega. Sigma is a real axis and omega, the angular frequency, in the imaginary axis, nothing but y axis. Okay, therefore x of t is a into e power st. Substitute that s as combining of real and exponential complex function, real and imaginary, sigma plus j omega into t. Okay. So in the power, there is a two terms. You can split as a two parts, a into e power sigma into t into e power j omega into t. So the bases are same. Here you can add, or otherwise you can split the two parts. A into e power sigma into t, e power j omega into t, where sigma is real and omega is a imaginary coefficient, combining of two as a complex function. Okay. See, the three graphical representations are there for constant growing exponentially and decaying exponentially depends upon the s value. When s is equal to 0, see here, substitute in the x of t is equal to a into e power xt. S is equal to 0, it is a constant, a into e power 0. Anything power 0 is the value is 1 for all the negative values and all the positive values of t. For all the values of t, x of t is equal to a. When s is equal to 0. Coming to the s is equal to minus sigma. S is equal to minus sigma, means a decaying function. So there is a minus value. So negative means definitely negative exponential, decaying function. Positive exponential is a rising function only. What we discussed here itself. See, for the negative values, alpha is a positive, exponentially rising or growing. Alpha is a negative, exponentially decaying. Okay. The same thing here also. When s is equal to 0, I am substituting here the s 0, it is a constant. When s is equal to minus sigma, okay, decaying, and s is equal to plus sigma, rising function. Okay, now I am taking the another function, imaginary coefficient, x of t is equal to, x of t is s is equal to plus j omega. We'll get as a sinusoidal function like this. Okay, and x of t is equal to, the x of t is equal to a into e power st. In that, s is equal to sigma plus or minus j omega. Plus or minus j omega. For sigma is less than 0, and in this case is sigma is greater than 0. For sigma is less than 0, means for the negative values, it is going off, increasing, decreasing, increasing, decreasing, and finally it goes on for positive values, goes to the 0. And coming to the sigma is greater than the 0, for greater than the 0, from it start from the negative values, means here the exponentially decaying, means for negative values it increases, goes on decreasing like this. And for positive values, for positive value of s is equal to plus sigma, and if it is combination of sigma plus or minus j omega, in that sigma is greater than the 0, from negative it is slowly it increases like that. It is also increasing like that. Okay, my dear students, it's a complex exponential signals, and these two are the same. Okay, and these two are also the same, C and F, with the combination of sigma plus or minus j omega, and here the combination of sigma plus or minus j omega. With this reference, s is equal to plus or j omega is as a sinusoidal signal. When sigma is greater than the 0, is decaying function. Slowly it is decreases, slowly it is decreases. See here, the amplitude is slowly it is decreases. And sigma is greater than the 0, it is slowly it is increases. Slowly it is increases, go on, the sigma is greater than the 0 value. Understood? With the difference of this one, x is equal to plus or minus j omega. And here the s is equal to 0 is a constant. And here s is equal to plus or minus j omega. As of the complex exponential for continuous functions. So for the discrete time function, the x of n is equal to a power n. So previously, we already seen the x of n is equal to a power n, and x of t is equal to a into e power alpha into t. Okay. Now coming to the discrete time complex function, a power n, and multiplying with the exponential function with the complex e power j omega naught n plus phi. E power j omega naught n plus phi. What is that? E power jx cos x plus j sin x. That only I wrote here. A power n cos omega naught n plus phi plus j a power n sin omega naught n plus phi. Okay, madam. And for magnitude of a, is equal to 1, the real and imaginary parts of complex exponential signals are sinusoidal. See here. For magnitude of A is 1, means it is a value is a 1, it having only the exponential signals. The real and imaginary parts of the complex exponential sequence are sinusoidal. See here the sinusoidal we got. For magnitude of A is greater than 1, see this is a F figure. The amplitude of sinusoidal sequence exponentially grows signal here. See, for the magnitude of A is greater than 1, the same thing. For magnitude of A is less than 1, for this one, the amplitude of sinusoidal sequence is exponentially decaying, as shown in this figure C. This is a sinusoidal function for A, and x of n is A is greater than 1 and A is less than 1. Slowly it is increases. See here, the amplitude is very less, and here the amplitude is very, compared to this, is increases, and here the amplitude is compared to this one, it is increases, and for these two amplitudes you can see it is gross increases. For A is greater than 1. Okay, for A is greater than 1, the amplitude of sinusoidal sequence exponentially grows. Coming to the less than 1, starting the value is increased, and compared to these two, positive amplitudes decreases, compared to these two it decreases, and compared to these two it decreases. Slow goes on, it is a decrease. Okay, for A is less than 1 and this for A is greater than 1, and A is equal to 1 means simply it is a sinusoidal signal only, the sinusoidal signal. But I represented here as in the discrete function. Okay, here also the curve. Time is only the discrete, but amplitude is a continuous. Understood, my students? So with this, and this session, in this session we discussed about the 3 elementary signals, that is unit impulse signal and sinusoidal signal, and third one is real exponential complex exponential signal. Okay, and tomorrow you can discuss about the remaining elementary signals, rectangular function, rectangular pulse, signum function, and sinc functions. Okay, my dear students, any doubts arise? Thank you, and thank you one and all.